What's up everybody, Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing Raul Seixas, A Loteria da Babilonia. Babylonia, in Persia, in Iran, if I remember correctly, or Iraq, or maybe between Tigris and Euphrates. Tigris, Euphrates. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Some mystery lesson in my head just rushed back. Some neurons made connection, bringing me back to elementary school or something. Or junior high, whatever. But today, that's it. Clip animado, because we couldn't find... And also, guys, I'm doing shorts. Not wearing shorts. Where is this thing? I'm making shorts on YouTube. So have fun with that. Don't get spooked by it. Rock and roll, baby.
Agora é necessário gritar e cantar rock e demonstrar o teorema da vida e os macetes do xadrez, do xadrez. Você tem as respostas das perguntas, resolveu as equações que não sabia.
I know, I'm not good with the equations that you don't know, so it's even worse. Those are the 10 commandments.
Já não tem mais nada o que fazer a não ser verdades e verdades, mais verdades e verdades para me dizer, a declarar. Tudo que tinha que ser chorado já foi chorado. Você já cumpriu os 12 trabalhos.
Oh, this part is very nice. Dun 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 dun. It's also showing all this kind of like mythology going backwards, you know? I've been, to a degree, quite fascinated always with the spirituality and religion. I'm not ascribed to any particular religion, nor do I believe that the major monotheistic religions are right in what they do. But I am like open to spirituality and to the source, whatever this thing stemmed from, you know, in terms of the simple worshipping or the sun. And we could argue in many directions from there about pagans' rituals and how we started to kind of having the need to celebrate or sort of talk towards somebody, or having this feeling of entity or something around us that you call nature, that we get like some kind of consciousness, or we are conscious about it, of our presence here, and we try to reach out to something that it's kind of supposed to be outward, out there, or encompassing the whole. So definitely those are the questions that I ask myself, and that's why I lean towards the past, like the origin. So it's interesting to see, you see all those like vase and stuff from like Roman, Greek, Sumerian. Well, Bhagavad Gita, of course. We know by now the Gita, the song, it's actually inspired by the Bhagavad Gita, which is probably one of the longest battle in history, at least if you believe it or not, of course. That's kind of a mythological literature from India.
Passeou de dia e dormiu de noite. Consertou vitrolas para ouvir música. Sabe trechos da Bíblia de cor. Sabe receitas mágicas de amor. Conhece Marte, amigo antigo lavrador que te ensinou.
It's funny because probably Raul was a little bit pissed off. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the 70s here, there was already a military dictatorship in Brazil. And if that's the case, of course, dictatorship with indoctrination of monotheistic religion actually goes hand in hand, and one serves the other in terms of keeping people in check, keeping people, you know, in a doctrine to follow, so they're easier to manipulate. And we can argue this also in many directions, of course, whether there are benefits there. But when you see somebody like Raul, like giving jabs, you know, in his song about those things, you already realize also the type of artist it is. Aware, spiritually aware. I also read like he was an occultist. But then again, everyone that kind of diverts from like being Catholic or doesn't believe in Jesus or whatever, all of a sudden is a Satanist, and it's, to me, I think it's all bullshit. Honestly, of course, people might have an interest in the usual characters, like Aleister Crowley, like which was a kind of magician, whatever. Madame Blavatsky, which was a theosophist. There was this theosophist group in the U.S. in New York in the early, I think probably before the Second World War, and was a group encompassed of thinkers and philosophers, and they were also, like, I think, Orientalist, inspired by the same things that probably Raoul Session was inspired, and trying to put all together what was known, from probably Sumerian, Indian religion, from the Vedas, from the Bhagavad Gita, and which the Bhagavad Gita is just part of the Vedas, which they tell the story of the gods in India, which is supposed to be very, very old, actually, more than 6,000 years old. So there, of course, there is a ton of speculation how they came up with those things. Once I tried, honestly, a few times, I tried to read the Bhagavad Gita, and it's in verses. So it's translated in English, but it's in verses, like poetic verses. So it's quite heavy to try to get into it. You have to have quite a good knowledge of English, and there's plenty of words you don't understand because of the verses. It's a little bit like reading Faust also, which is another incredible book, which is in basically in rhymes and in verses, quite difficult to just go through it as a easy read. You know what I mean? But anyway, going back to Raoul, I don't have any proof of whatever. Just I'm listening to you. But when I hear people saying like, he's a Satanist, he's an occultist, I also got an interest, when I wrote the book, I also got an interest in those theosophists, Madame Blavatsky, the Vril Society from Germany, which has absolutely no good association with the usual bad guys. I don't even want to name them. But those things are all well-known, documented things, those kind of mediums and all those things of the early 19th centuries. People were trying to mix, the new and the older, the new in this case, 2,000-year-old religions with the old, which is like 5, 6, 7, 8,000 years culture, which it's pretty amazing when you think that there is more space, there is more time passed in between what we consider the start of Christianity to the Sumerian than we have from the start of Christianity to us. It's actually twice as much, or almost 3 times as much time. So I think Raoul was just interested, open to the source. And in that respect, I respect even more. I said respect twice, actually 3 times.
A ter do bom e do melhor, mas o que você não sabe, bandideiro, é como ganhar dinheiro. Mas isso é fácil, você não vai parar. Você não tem perguntas pra fazer, porque
Very nice rock and roll. Bam, bam, bam. You can really hear the Beatles in this stuff. Very, very nice. Nice drum. Crescendo, crescendo, crescendo. What is happening? I just felt, it's very short actually. Wow, it's 2 minutes 17 seconds. Oh wow. Is it really this short? I mean, it was a live version, of course. And the song itself, to me, of course, comes across straight away as a very nice rock and roll tune. The old classic type of thing, which at the time was modern. To us now, to our ears, sounds like classic rock and roll, which is pretty freaking good, played live with a message. That probably we can read more into it from the few things that I understood also through the visual. That actually, thank God, thank you also for the clip animado, which by being kind of descriptive, following the lyrics, kind of suggested certain things and inspired me a little bit to talk in the middle. And yeah, I mean, Roll is a very interesting character in this way, so I feel connected to some of the stuff as well. So that's why in exploring more, I feel a deeper connection also with this probably kind of artistic intention, direction, and our message. So very, very nice. Actually, it's also very interesting to see that George Harrison, actually from the Beatles, also started to go on a tangent, personal tangent of spiritual growth. He started to get interested in the sitar, Indian music, probably Qawwali music as well. So there is also that connection there. Very, very interesting. Anyway, guys, go check the other videos of today. Please suggest. Please, you know that I appreciate you very much. I'll see you later.